If you've been following me for a long time, you know that 2019 into 2020 season was a big turning point in my life and the beater bomb. It was when Joe Hunt, my best friend, passed away from a drag racing accident, and we started the Big Block Chevy swap. Back then was when I used to tell no one about what I was doing. I would go to the races and never pop my hood. But I'm going to let you guys in on a little bit of secret from back then. This is a little bit of insight of when we swapped to the Big Block and did the 25-2 cage. It was an extremely large task. Driving back and forth to Kansas City for 3 months. Brad Basco at Basco Speed and Performance did all the work, and I helped alongside him. Back then, we used to do a lot of non-track racing, and we ended up winning our first event out in St. Louis. The Big Block had a ton of power, and we were able to pour it on up top and run some serious mile an hour. After struggling for most of the 2020 season with the added power and stiffer chassis, we decided to try War in the Woods. Unfortunately, this was the year that I raced Adam Preston, one of the Preston brothers, and he wrecked into the woods. Luckily, he was okay.
Come on.
This win was huge. After we had been struggling most of the year, we had finally got a handle on the added power. Fast forward to this year, we've done a lot of cool things with the Big Block, but change is coming.
Hello. Out in the shop today. It's been a while since you've seen me out here. I think if you maybe swapping from radials to slicks maybe, but doing something big today. I told you guys something big was coming down the pipeline. Well, pulling the motor out. Nothing's wrong with it though. Nothing's wrong with it. You guys might suspect, oh, you heard it with the nitro or blah, 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 blah. Who knows? But no, it's running perfectly all right. Honestly, making too much power. Weighs too much. Makes too much power. Too much torque. What does that mean? I gave you guys a hint. It's been a few months because we are way behind schedule. And I mean way. But we're switching to a different engine. That's about it for now. I posted, it's right there. I posted a picture of another intake several months ago. Had a lot of guesses on what it could go to. Well, the time has come to put that thing to work. So, yeah. As you guys know, the all-wheel drive versus rear-wheel drive race is coming up here in 1 month. And although I feel like I did exceptionally well for having a boat motor big block in the front of this thing, sitting at 59% on the nose naturally, I think we can do better. If I don't find somebody to fill my spot that I think is going to do better. Now, there has been a lot of drama throughout Facebook world, YouTube world, getting demonetized, videos getting deleted, you name it, all over this race. So, the other thing is that Garrett came out with a video today asking if there was a compromise to give more racers a chance. Now, he alluded to giving both sides this opportunity, which can only mean one thing. I'm going to guess testing. Because it won't be tire size. It won't be prep. I mean, it's no secret the rear-wheel drive cars need to speed up more than the all-wheel drive cars. So giving that to both sides of the fence is fair, but that's not what's needed. I mean, let's be honest here. What's needed is the rear-wheel drive needs a little bit more. It's a proven fact. The all-wheel drive cars have wings, butthurt bars, and 4 tires. The rear-wheel drive team has wings, butthurt bars, and 2 tires. So, that's my opinion, but we already know what's probably going to come about, and we'll see here in a few days. It'll be way before this video comes out probably because I've got some other ones scheduled ahead of this one. And so, back on the subject today, gonna be pulling the motor out, getting this thing ready for something else. Well, the motivation is pretty low out here, I'm not gonna lie, but getting closer, getting closer. I just got off the phone with Manuel and Randy. They're on their drive home from somewhere. Had to call and shoot the shit. Oh, gonna have to bleep that out. But they called to BS a little, and they said 29s ain't gonna help us. Well, then give it to us. I'm just saying. If they think 29s ain't gonna help any of us rear-wheel drive cars, then let us have it. That's my opinion. Got me a little more motivated, though. Shout out to Randy and Manuel for calling and, you know, just BSing a little, seeing how it's going. You know, honestly, those guys are a genuine group of guys. I mean, they just love to race, too. So he did say that if we go out there and lose again, the troll posts are going to be insane. I was like, well, how can you get any worse than the last one? Huh? He had to pay that guy $5,000 to make that video. Wow. But here we are, getting the headers off, got the fuel tank off. Had a real big struggle with the EGT sensors. I don't know why. They just suck to get out of the headers. Honestly, I'm going to guess the nitro melted them a little bit. The two-step flames are just insane. I did notice a few of the sensors were blown out. This is pretty hard to do one-handed, but that's a good one. But see how white it is? And then that's a bad one. So that is not good. That is not good. So I'm going to keep after it. Well, it's getting dark out. It's just been a slow process. Got all the headers off. What else did we get? The intake elbow off. Can't take the fuel pump brackets off, or the fuel tank brackets off yet, because that's what's holding the motor to the motor plate. Take those out, the motor falls. So can't take those out. Yeah. So I'm going to lift it up and get all the torque converter bolts out and all that stuff, starter out, and we're going to be within a few minutes pulling this thing out. Getting closer. Well, there you have it. Sitting right there. I don't think I hit the time lapse button when I pulled it out, but oh well. All its glory. That Circle D converter was doing good. So, now what? Why are the turbos still here? Weird. Well, it can't be much smaller of a motor, because why would you run two giant turbos? Things that make you go, Well, till next time.